you spend so much energy coming back. I mean, it's not just basketball; it's all sports. And when you're around it long enough, that's the case as it's happening. And you're excited when you take the lead, but you know how hard it is to close. It's a loose ball here. It's 6 inches here. But again, it seems to magnify everything in the second half, but it was the start of the game. That was obviously the only time I thought we weren't competitive, the first 3.5, 4 minutes of the game. And that continues to be a disappointment, something we've tried to talk about. There may have to be some changes, not in personnel, not in lineups, but how we go about doing things to get off to a little bit better start. It's a hard deal because it's a late game, and that's an excuse. I'm not making an excuse, but it's a real thing. Our crowd's probably 1,000 off of what it would have been without the threat of weather. So, all those things. It's hard on our kids. And we look down and see 66-63. That's a score that sticks in our head. We had that score 3 times last year. Go back and look at it. It's that exact score. And we talk all the time about how it can be one possession out of any of the 70 or 75, how many it was. So your heart breaks for the kids because this group, when you go in there and you try to motivate them either at halftime or a timeout, all you have is eyes and head nods. You don't have anybody disagreeing. You don't have anybody pointing fingers. And you just want one more shot to go in for them so badly. I thought the second half, obviously, we took better shots, and that was why we made a few more. So got to the foul line. I don't think we shot a free throw in the first half. We came in and said be more aggressive. I probably had them a little too tentative in our preparation. We were going to try to bring Carter away from the basket and try to hit some threes with our bigs, which, we got a few good looks, and we were trying to drive it in there with Carter away from the basket. But she's so good. I mean, she should be in the WNBA. She should have been playing in the WNBA, not in this game. She's going to be a great pro. I thought she and Park Lane were in control of the game. Then Jordan hit some timely shots, but it's disappointing, but not discouraged. Losing hurts, but there's no discouragement. The kids are y'all know the difference between playing hard and not. I don't have to tell you that.
Heard Sam Purcell say after the game the SEC's not getting enough respect because everybody's had injuries. And, of course, you've got a key one right now. How's she doing?
She's doing fine. It's so, with her being so young, you've got to be so protective. Would love to have had her both of the last 2 games, but not at the risk of potentially lingering the thing out or something that when she's older and wanting to play pickup with her own kids. It's no reason to rush it. And he's right. I will echo what he has said. Our league went out and challenged ourselves. All you have to do is look at all the teams that people played in non-conference. That didn't happen in every conference in the league. So I will take – is umbrage the right word? Will y'all correct me if I'm wrong? I take umbrage with anybody that's trying to predict the NCAA tournament right now without enough information. I get it. They got to have clicks. They got to have people tuning in, and we got to grow the game and all that. But it is way too early to be trying to speculate. If Mississippi State is one of the last teams in, you're not paying attention. I mean, this is a really, really good team, and I don't know if we're one of those teams yet. I think by the end of the year we'll know that. But our league certainly deserves more than 6 teams in the field.
Back to the 10-0 start. As long ago as Eddie Sutton, he would always talk about trying to find the magic level.
Did he?
At game time. How do you find that magic level?
Well, we had it the other day. You could say that, but if he ever found it, I would love to know what it was. I don't know that it exists. I think we're dealing with kids. I think we're dealing with so many different variables. You can change when you eat. You can change how you do in warm-ups, but if he found it, he'd have been one guy that might have found it. But that is a great way to put it. We wring our hands as coaches over little things. We didn't do anything special the other night. We came out and we played great. So I'm not going to try to get too high or too low, but there does have to be a reason, and I haven't figured it out yet. But that means we won't stop. I'll try every single thing. I've had slow starting teams. I would rather have a fast finishing team than a slow starting team, but we got to do both in this league.
Yeah, just kind of reminiscent to the Kentucky game where you struggled offensively in the first half. Sam, it's like she got really aggressive there in the third quarter, kind of got things going by driving.
Yeah.
What'd you think of, I guess, her as an upperclassman? Seemed like she kind of got the offense going.
Yeah, and she was the one doing a lot of nodding at half. I think she felt like she could do more. She was doing a lot of the nodding and a lot of talking, a lot of taking it on herself. I think the one thing I'm sitting here and I'm looking at, like, when we start to prepare in league, we usually try to put some new things in that we saw on film. I think maybe getting away from that and going back to what's been working for us in the past and then use those if we need to. But, I was a little bit maybe too focused on the new stuff that we had worked on that we thought would get us off to a good start, and we haven't run it. Maybe we should just go back to doing the things that we know are proven winners, and if they can stop those, then go to plan B. So that'll probably be my switch. But just Sam's been amazing all year in her attitude and her ability to listen and talk and lead. And, I think she continues to grow in lots and lots of areas. She was extremely frustrated at herself in the first half, and I told her, I said, just you've got to let that go because your brain does keep scoring. It's not going to be there when you really need it to be. So, but that's just her wanting to try. If y'all spent any time with that kid off the court, you know that she just wants to do well for her teammates and for her family and the fans that were here. It's not she takes it very, very personally, offensively and defensively. I was proud of the way she came back and got us going in that third quarter and into the fourth quarter too.
Yeah, Coach, you kept the rotation tonight to only 7. Was that the game plan going in, keeping the rotation tight?
Pretty much. I mean, we're down to our kid. We played 7 the other night too, pretty much until the end of the game, until it was over. So we've been not going as long in practice as a result with Talia being out. Jenna gave us 2 good minutes, or 6 good minutes, and Emory gave us a couple of good minutes. But we've been saving Saylor and Carly and Mac, all the starters. We've been saving them in practice so that they could be ready for the game. They will be tired, but I don't think there was fatigue.
You've already mentioned Carter just a little bit. How do you think Dowda fared up against Carter tonight?
I thought for the most part she did great on the initial defense. I thought where Carter is so tough is like you can block her shot and she doesn't give up. She goes back and gets the next one. And I think we'll go back and look at about 3 different times when Miriam either blocked her shot, altered her shot, changed her shot, forced her to take a shot further out, and we didn't get the rebound behind it. And Jordan would either stick in there or Carter would get it back. Aaron had one of those in the first half. So we've got to do a better job of – I've talked to Jason Watson a lot about, in volleyball when they go to block shots, how everybody comes in behind it and gets the digs. We've got to do a better job of that. Like, I really think there's something that we can learn from what they do in volleyball. And but I thought Miriam's been amazing all year long, but that was by far, again, against a kid that's a pro, should be a pro, will be a pro. I think we should all be excited about that we have her.
Saylor, towards the end of the first half, was coming off holding her wrist. Anything about that? Or, I mean, she played the second half.
She just got banged. Yeah, she just got banged a little bit. And, it was sore. Mac was not well tonight either at all from about the 4-minute on, just sick to her stomach, no injuries. So, yeah, Saylor's good. She'll get recovery. We're supposed to practice at 11 tomorrow, but campus is already closed. We got, I guess, some really bad weather coming in. Plus, we need the time to sleep in. So she'll get in and get some rehab, but I just talked to her walking down the hall. She seemed fine.
Last question for you, Aaron Barnum, coming back here. What was it like seeing her on the opposite team?
Oh, it was hard to do the scouting report, because she was here for 5 years, helped us win a lot of big games. Saw her in the handshake line. First thing she did was ask about the boys. I was really proud of our fans. We talked about it in our chalk talk before the game, and we have about 50 or 60 people in here, and I said I think it would be a disservice if we didn't give her a big cheer. She helped us win a lot of games. We had her scouted pretty good. I think she was very active early in the game, but you're always – she did it the right way. She wanted to do something after 5 years at one place, and that's pretty common these days. But there's no hard feelings between any of our kids or her. We'll pull for her the rest of the year unless we happen to draw them in the NCAA tournament or the SEC tournament.
Thanks, Coach.
You got it.
And then just this is the last time we'll have you before y'all go on the road to Alabama, I know. kind of, I guess, kind of y'all's look-alike in the league was shooting
Yeah.
the 3-ball a lot. What are your thoughts kind of going into that one?
I want to get and see how they did against Georgia. I know they won pretty handily. Alabama's a difficult guard always for everybody. I do think we match up really well. I mean, it's got to be a fun game to watch. We've played pretty well down there. I hope we have the legs. I hope we have a smooth travel getting down there. So that if they won tonight, that means they'll be 2-1. Is that right? I don't know. Anyway, they're coming off a big win, so they'll be But I do know one thing. I do know this team has bounce back in them, our team. So, and we did it after a quick recovery, and we had to travel. So, we'll travel, get down there. But Alabama, with Sarah Ashley Barker's playing at a really, really high level. Nye's shooting 50%, I think, or was. I don't know what she did tonight, but she made 7 threes the other night against Missouri, I think. And I watched a little bit. I saw her make 2 or 3 again tonight. As the Cody kid inside is a true low post presence. Again, we'll have Loyal McQueen was a really quick guard. It's a team we've played a lot. We're in that time of the year where scouts, you're so familiar with these people. You're so familiar. A lot of these kids have played against each other now for 4 or 5 years. So I don't anticipate anything but a wild Sunday in Tuscaloosa. I'm anxious to get down there and be all around the football stuff that's happening. I'll be watching planes. We'll give you all a report on who's landing, when we're landing, tail numbers. We'll send y'all back some tail numbers.